events to small talks. I had an Amazon business where I imported stuff from China and put it on Amazon, and that was a pretty good business. I had an Airbnb business where I basically rent out a house on Airbnb. So I had so many different things, but it wasn't until I went on vacation in Tokyo, Japan. It was my first time in Asia. I went there and I was just blown away by the culture, and I loved it. But the thing was, when I went there, I didn't tell my boss I was on vacation. Because it was basically just a brand new year, and one of the perks of having a job like sales, you can work at home, right? And it's a national team. So your boss is all over the country, and basically have one phone call with him, right? And I was going through some issues at work, right? Basically office politics. And I wanted to go away, but I didn't want to tell anybody I was away just because of the office politics, right? Although I was entitled to the vacation days, I didn't want to tell them my business, basically, right? So anyway, I was in Tokyo for about 10 days, and I fell in love with it. But I had to come back. And I said, the visa they gave me is for 3 months. Why can't I just stay here for 3 months and just really fully experience Japan, right? Why do I have to go back? And I looked at everything and I said, you know what? I mean, I'm like, 28, 29, I'm under 30 years old, making over 6 figures. I'm very fortunate. I'm basically on top of the world. I mean, I'm here staying in the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo with this amazing view of all of the Tokyo skyline. And I was like, I'm very, very blessed to be here, but this isn't exactly what I really want. And I had to do a very big reality check and tell myself, what do I really want? And that's when it dawned on me. It wasn't really the paycheck from a nice job. I wanted to have my own independent source of income. I wanted to have control of my time, right? So the fact that I had to go back to work told me that it didn't really matter how much money I was being paid. I wasn't in control of my time. So when I came back from Japan, I was basically a changed man. I told myself, this is good, I have a nice job, I'm blessed to have, and fortunate to have this job, but I want to take back control of my time. And the best way to do that is to become my own boss. So I gave myself a deadline and said, by the end of December 2017, I will quit my job and have my own source of income. And I made that a hard deadline, to the point where, kind of like that sailor who went to South America and burned the ships, and said that either we conquer or we die. That was basically me. I said, you know what? Whether I have my own source of income or not, I'm gonna quit this job, right? So, and I was trying so many different things out there, as I mentioned before, and I looked at everything I was doing, and I said, okay, which one has the best ROI based on how much time I'm investing in this? And looking at everything I was doing, from the apps, to the freelancing, to the Amazon business, to the Airbnb business, to the startup, it was crypto, it was blockchain. Something relatively new, because I'd only been in that space for about 4 or 5 months, but I was making more money in this with less time out of everything else I was trying out. To the point I said, you know what, let me just focus on just one thing and go all in. So I began going all in into crypto. Who here is invested in crypto? Just want to get on this, the gauge of the room. Meaning that you own a Bitcoin, Ether, an altcoin. Who here doesn't own any crypto at all? Okay, a few people.
All people.
So I'll tell you how I began my journey in crypto. So I was working at IBM, and a friend of mine was going to IBM conferences trying to hunt down the director of blockchain. And this guy was a hard guy to find. So I said, hey Ian, I see you work at IBM. I like the stuff they're doing with Hyperledger and all this stuff in blockchain. Can you please put me in touch with him? I said, this is a hard guy to find. Like, why are you asking me for this? So as I said, why do you care about this Bitcoin blockchain thing? He told me, I'm a Bitcoin developer. I've been building on Bitcoin. I also have a crypto hedge fund, meaning that I invest in trade crypto, Bitcoin and Ether and other altcoins. And I said, a hedge fund for crypto? I thought that was for like Wall Street guys, like, you're just naive. You know? I said, interesting, because to me back then, I thought Bitcoin crypto was just for bad people, like drug dealers, dark web, Silk Road. I didn't think like credible people were trying out crypto. when we said that people could actually invest in Bitcoin, that's when my mind really shifted. I said, you know what? I don't think I really know much about this space. Because to me, I was a business guy. I loved investing. I was in the stock market. I had lost a bunch of money in the stock market on penny stocks, right? And I said, you know what? If you can invest in this space, let me learn more about this. So this was around October 2016. So first thing I did, I went to Coinbase.com. I put in $100 and bought Bitcoin and Ether. $100 of Bitcoin, $100 worth of Ether. And to me, that was just one way to just kind of say, okay, you know what? Now I'm invested in this game, now I have to learn more about this. And for those who don't know, Coinbase is an exchange where you buy Bitcoin using dollars, right? So I went there, bought my first crypto, and I said, okay, you know what? I don't really know anything about this. So the thing I do every time I want to learn something new in any space, I go on Amazon.com, type in the topic, and I find the top 2 best books in that field. So I just did that. I typed in Bitcoin and bought the top 2 books on Bitcoin with the best reviews. And the first book was called Digital Gold by a New York Times writer. The other book was called The Age of Cryptocurrency, also by some well-known writer. And these books, I spent about 2 to 3 months going over these books, and they just walked me through the entire history of the space, from A to Z. From the white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto, to ICOs, to everybody involved in the space, to where crypto is heading now, regulation. And it really gave me a good understanding and foundation of what had happened in this space and where the space was going. But more importantly, it made me a bigger believer in this space. Because before I was just basically gambling. But after I had a better education of the space, I felt more confident investing in this space. So after going through those 2 books, I went back to Coinbase, put in $250 in both Bitcoin, and took $250 into Ether. I said, okay, you know what? Now I have a better understanding of the space. I'm willing to lose more money, right? Because there's still you only invest what you're willing to lose. So at that point, my threshold for risk was $250 for each currency. And then I just began reading more about the space by going to news sites like CoinDesk.com, CoinTelegraph.com, just trying to get a better understanding of the space. I formed Telegram groups with my friends who are also getting involved in the space, basically mastermind groups, and we just share ideas every single day on a daily basis about the space, different articles, different investments we're making. I then ended up becoming more of a trader, basically buying and selling altcoins on exchanges. But it wasn't really until, I think around April 2017, when I said, you know what, this is good, but I'm trying to quit my job in 1 year. I have to really invest in this. So I said, let me go to my first crypto conference. So it was a conference in New York. I'm based in Washington, D.C. It's basically a 5-hour drive or 1-hour flight. And I said, you know what? This conference is $500. Do I want to put in the money to go to this conference? Because I was like, I can put this money into buying crypto. Why go to this conference? But I said, you know what? I have a feeling that if I invest in my education, this will pay back tenfold. And it ended up doing that. I took days off, went to the conference. It was a 1-day conference in New York, but I learned so much just from that conference because before that, everything I knew about crypto was from online. Going to this conference, I really had a chance to meet the people behind the space in person, face to face, just like this. And even take them out for food, dinner, get a chance to really ask them questions I wanted to know about crypto. And it really showed me that the people in the space were very credible people with good backgrounds, from whether they were lawyers, accountants, engineers, doctors. It showed me that it wasn't just a bunch of random people in their basement. You know, it made it more real to me. But what made it even more real was when I had a chance to meet people who made their first million from crypto. People who basically retired from crypto. So I met one person, Chris, we're still friends to this day. Took him out for dinner after the conference, and he basically just walked us through his success story, how he basically got success in crypto. And this guy carried this notebook with him, basically something probably twice the size of this, and he would keep daily trade logs of every single trade he made. This guy was very old-fashioned, and we thought this was crazy. Like this guy carries this notebook around with him everywhere he goes. And he has every entry point, every exit point for his trades. And I asked him, okay, that's very interesting. And how did you become a millionaire, if you don't mind me asking? He said he made most of his money through an ICO. An ICO at that time called MadeSafe, I believe. I said, that's interesting. So I just kind of took note of that. Then I ended up meeting this other guy at who knows, anybody here heard of KuCoin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So KuCoin had a meetup at the conference. Basically a happy hour. I went there, had a chance to meet the CEO, and I met this other guy who had a hedge fund there. But this guy was probably in his 30s, very young guy with a hedge fund. And I was like, that's very impressive. How did you make your money? He said he was part of the Ethereum ICO a while back. And back then he thought he was late, but it ended up working out pretty well. I said, interesting. ICO again. So after the conference, basically the big takeaway I discovered was most people I was meeting were making their money via what I call initial coin offerings, ICOs. So similar to a stock, basically initial public offering when it's first available for purchase. So I went back home and I began investing in almost any ICO out there, just randomly, basically gambling. And it wasn't until lots and lots of failure I said, you know what, this isn't working, there has to be a better way of doing this. So me being somebody who worked at IBM in data and analytics, I was like, okay, my strength is data and analytics. Maybe I can look at the data and see if there are any patterns in the data that can make me a better investor. So that's what I did. I just went out there, gathered as many data points on ICOs, both qualitative and quantitative data points. So things such as how much money they raised, how many tokens they were creating, how many tokens were being made available to investors during the ICO. The team, went through the team background and trying to basically come up with an objective way of measuring each team, how strong they were, and also the advisors, the product, the technology. I did all of this, and to me this was just a wild experiment, right? But I knew this was my strength, right? Because I'd done things like this at IBM for clients. I had been featured in the Wall Street Journal for work in data and analytics, where for things that were even less, were very non-serious. For example, I've been featured for using IBM Watson to predict March Madness games, basically basketball games. Right? So to me, that's just fun. But I was like, crypto is fun to me as well. Maybe I can leverage the same skill. So I did all of that, and I basically came up with a system I now call token metrics, using data and analytics to score projects and find undervalued projects that make good investments. Now it's a very in-depth topic, so for just to kind of save time, I have a full video on my channel online that has a deeper breakdown of the entire process of token metrics. So if you just go on, if you just search Diary of a Made Man and just search me on YouTube or on my site, I have a full video breaking down the entire system. But basically, I began doing this, and I began transparently just sharing this with the world as just a crazy experiment. I made a spreadsheet, made it publicly available, basically trying to follow the open source method. I would also share all my trades, when I got in, when I got out, and all the picks I had from this grading system. And the first picks we had were DNT, District 0x, and 0x, ZRX, two projects. And they ended up doing well the first month. The first month they came out, ZRX did a 10x, basically 1,000%. And to me, that was really crazy. And then DNT came out, this is the same month, and did over a 20x. Basically $1,000 turned to $20,000 in about a month. I was like, wow, I think we're onto something here. And back then I had a very small following on YouTube and social media, but after those two picks, the interest level and people follow me, I kind of began to go viral slowly. But it wasn't really until when the bull run came around in December, and we basically figured out a way to consistently do well with ICOs. Because back then, ICOs were very, very risky. It was basically viewed as gambling and speculation, even by people who were gamblers and were doing speculation in crypto. Right? So you basically had two tiers. You had people that were in crypto, like Bitcoin and Ether and altcoins, and people thought they were crazy and gamblers and doing lots of speculation. But even they thought people doing ICOs were crazier. That's how bad the space was, right? Because at that time you could say 4 out of 5 ICOs lost you money, right? And almost all of them were scams. Like I've been told here in Uganda, there have been scams here as well, like OneCoin and other scams, right? So they're basically scams. But in 2017, in a space filled with scams, we were able to have a success rate with Tokenomics of about 4 out of 5 ICOs being profitable, with the average ROI being a 5x or more, 500% or more. And that's when people kind of began to follow me, and I kind of went viral. Because although we weren't perfect, we definitely did lose money like other people, but we were consistently making more money than most people investing in ICOs. And the big month was December, when we had 3 projects. Icon. Who's heard of Icon? So Icon was the ICO we invested in using Tokenomics, and it did 100x, basically $1,000 turns to $100,000. And then in that same month, we also had Wabi, which did almost, I think, at the peak, could have been 150x. Then that same month again, we had Dragon Chain, which did over 50x, I think even at one point 80 or 90x. So these 3 projects in the same month. Now this was during a bull market, so obviously many people were making money, but even to the people who were making money, they couldn't believe how much money we were making. Right? Because almost everybody was on the moon. Right? Because I mean, December and January were amazing years in crypto. I mean, months in crypto, right? Maybe we should close this hands. Thank you. But even for those people on the moon, when they saw us like on a different galaxy, that's when I really went viral. And my channel went from like 5,000, 10,000 subscribers to over 100,000. Then all these media companies began calling for interviews, because that's when they really couldn't deny that this system, no matter how crazy it looked, it was working. Right? It was better than just going based off your gut feeling, right? So anyway, after basically coming up with Tokenomics, I was able to quit my job from IBM by September 2017, 3 months early, because I was just very focused on one goal, and even if we had to come up with different ways to make the money, we ended up doing it, and it worked out. But anyway, I want to keep the story short. Now in 2018, because I told myself when I quit my job and take back control of my time, because to me it was always about freedom, not really the money. I mean, the money can come and go, but to me it was really about freedom, being able to do what you want, when you want, in where you want. Right? So in this year alone, we've been doing a crypto world tour. Right? So now I've done my 40th country, right? And over 30 of those I've been this year alone. And that comes from just me having the time to really do what I want when I want. Right? For example, I want to come to Africa for a month. Right? I can do that now because I've taken back control of my time. Right? So to me, that's what it's about. And now it's just me about trying to share my story about how crypto has changed my life, and just really trying to evangelize the space, right? Because my thesis is blockchain technology in general is the biggest innovation since the internet itself. I mean, sure, right now it's a bear market, but if you take a long-term perspective, long-term view, 5-10 years from now, this is it. This is big. And right now, to really be involved in this at the ground level, I'm willing to travel the world and just build a global network, meet people around the world. That's why I'm here in Uganda. I mean, because I know this is going to be a global movement, right? And that's why we have a global outlook, right? So I'm here joined by my team in the back. We have Dan, my producer, right? He's the guy who makes me look amazing on camera. We have Diego in the back with 100x Advisors. Then we also have Ugo in the back as well. Then we also have my dad, Dr. Charles. All right. And now, I think I've done enough talking about myself. I think the real value from these conferences or these meetups is being here with people in your local community also in the same space like you, like blockchain. Because sometimes people stay online too much. They don't really go out. Because I told you, right, when I went to my first conference, that's when things really changed. Right? And I know Uganda is doing so many big things in blockchain. Right? So we actually have some all-star guests here. So I would like to have them please come up here and join us. So we have Andrew Kibedi.
Kwame is here.
Oh, Kwame, okay.